All right, so we're going to move into the last learning targets of Unit 6, which is going to deal with the immune system, the immune response system. So what is the immune system? Well, it's a system within the body that fights pathogens and other foreign invaders, that prevents current infections or helps take care of current infections and helps prevent future infections. So the immune system is going to be split up into two different categories. You have your specific defenses and your non-specific defenses. So your non-specific defenses are kind of that blanket type defense system, things that are going to react to anything that is not supposed to be there. So these are defenses that don't defend against a particular threat, but against all threats. So some examples are sweat, mucus, stomach acid, anything along those lines is considered a non-specific immune defense system. An inflammatory response is when the body is injured by a foreign substance. The injured area or the injured cells are going to release a histamine, which is going to cause swelling. This allows for the body to isolate the substance in that area. Swelling limits blood flow, slows it down. So it's a way for the body to keep whatever hurts you there in that area. White blood cells are going to attack the invaders and clean up the mess that's left behind. A lot of times with this, we also see an increased temperature, and maybe just in that area. It might not be over the entire body, but any place that is kind of red and swollen sometimes will be a little bit more warm to the touch. So a fever is the body increasing its temperature in order to destroy pathogens. Okay, a low-grade fever is not a bad thing. Let it run its course. Let it see if it'll take care of whatever it is in your body that is making you sick. Interferons are chemicals that block the reproduction of viruses. And so remember, we talked about with viruses how they need a host cell in order to reproduce. When cells replicate, cells split, the virus will replicate and split with those cells. So these chemicals try to keep that from happening. And specific defenses, a pathogen is a disease-causing agent in the body. So antigens are proteins located on pathogens that signals the body to induce an immune response. So a specific immune response is going to be initiated by contact with a pathogen by a white blood cell. So the white blood cell is going to be called a macrophage. It's going to digest a protein and display this antigen. A helper T cell is going to examine the antigen and is going to signal to B and T cells to design a defense. Humoral immunity is the production of antibodies in the blood by B cells. An antibody is a protein specifically designed to attach to a pathogen and make it unable to infect cells. A cell-mediated killer T cell will destroy the infected cells. So this is how your body responds to certain infections or illnesses, especially those, we're talking about vaccinations here in just a little bit. When your body has been exposed to something, it creates these antibodies, and these T cells and B cells have this signaling already down pat, and they can respond faster. And so sometimes this process that's outlined here happens quickly. Sometimes if it's the first time your body's been exposed to something, then it may take a little bit longer. But again, it all stems back to proteins, which we talked about before Christmas back in the fall. In living things, proteins drive everything. So in acquired immunity, there's two different types. You have active and passive. Active acquired immunity is immunity your body has created for itself. As your body is exposed to things, your body prepares to be exposed to that again. And your body, if it survives something, it's going to be stronger for it, so to speak. Passive immunity is immunity created for you by another body. For example, infants from breastfeeding from the mother is going to get antibodies from the breast milk, which is going to aid in the immunity of a young organism. So allergies are basically an overactive immune system. So it's an inflammatory response against things that are not really dangerous, like pollen, pet dander, etc. And we all know what we're talking about with allergies. You probably have something that really makes you have a lot of sneezing and sniffles and coughs and things, different types of the ear your immune system is overreactive to that particular substance for whatever reason. Autoimmune disease, this is when the body creates an immune response against itself. Nothing's really wrong with the body, but the body thinks it is. And so the body's basically going to attack itself, which in turn is going to weaken the defense system of the body, which will cause the body to get sick by something that it shouldn't get sick by. Long story short there. And that is the end of Unit 6. So be sure you complete the form that goes with this. And if you have questions, please let me know. Thank you.